Everybody shut up and action.
So, is The Pursuit of Happyness a good movie?
Honestly, it's a really interesting movie. I mean, to start off, I want to say this movie is really depressing, like way too depressing, but it's a core reflection of life when you're going through the struggle for a goal or dream. This is about a father, a single father who wants to raise his son to a better life, but he's struggling. He's struggling to make ends meet. He's struggling to have a home. He's essentially homeless right now, and he's just trying to give his son a good life. He's going through family troubles with his divorced wife. He's trying to get a job so he can make steady income. He's just trying to make ends meet, and he's just going through a very, very rough patch in his life while having a young son to take care of, all a part of this, and the young son questioning, like understanding the situation, but at the same time not understanding it, questioning why some things are, and the father, of course, is like, he's depressed because he can't give his son a life he wants to give him, like not even like a simple, basic childhood life. So it is a movie that really feels difficult to watch because it's the type of stuff that you just don't want to look at, you want to turn away, but at the same time, the character himself that Will Smith portrays is just really charismatic, and the way he portrays the character in his story, like it's a depressing story, but normally in this case, like if you were to see it on the streets, you would look away because it's uncomfortable to look at, but in this movie, you can't look away, like you want to see how the character deals with his journey, and like he draws you into his struggles, his path, the opportunities he's receiving, the struggles through those opportunities, is a sense of racism that he feels like he's being treated and discriminated against. But like there's so much going on in this movie that it is really uncomfortable to watch, yet at the same time you can't look away. Will Smith drops an amazing performance that really hooks you and keeps you captivated to this film, but at the same time it is so difficult to watch. There are multiple points in this movie where I was like, okay, you know what, I'll pause it and I'll come back to it later, but it's a reflection. The way the story is told is a reflection of how you have to deal with these situations in life. You can't just pause and then come back to it later. You have to stick it through to the end. You have to keep pursuing. You have to stay on the grind if you want to see any sort of success. If you're chasing your dreams, your goals, if you're just trying to get out of a struggle in life, you're having a struggle right now, you have to push through. That is how you will find success anywhere or push out of that struggle. And this movie, you're like, yes, I want to pause it, but you know what, I'll just stick through maybe a couple more minutes. I want to see what goes on, and then you keep pushing through. When you chase to the end of this movie, oh my god, it's nothing spectacle, it's nothing big, it's nothing grandeur, but it's just a tiny, small ending that feels underwhelming. Yet at the same time, by the end of this movie, you can't help but get up, get on your legs, and go, yes! Like, by the end of this movie, I was out of my chairs, I was clapping. It is such a tiny moment at the end of this movie, but to you, it feels like the world, like the way this movie makes you feel anxious, the way it makes you so depressed, and the fact that you push through to the end. I feel like if you split this movie into parts, you won't get this sense of feeling and excitement and this dopamine rush or whatever it is. Like, this feeling of grand excitement that you feel by the end of this movie is something that I feel everyone needs to experience. This movie is an absolute beauty. There's so much you can learn from this movie, so much you can learn from the characters, so much you can learn and motivate yourself for whatever you're planning to do in the future. And I know it's definitely motivating me towards my goals and desires for the future 100%, but this movie is an absolute beauty. Will Smith, brilliant acting performance, and this movie is the essence of The Pursuit of Happyness. The title of this movie is quite literally perfect, and oh my god, if you're in a depressed state of life right now, definitely watch this movie. If you're not depressed, but you're going through the rough patch, definitely watch this movie. This movie makes you appreciate life to so many different levels of life you've had. If you're a little more privileged, and even if you're not privileged at all, it does make you appreciate just life in general and the small moments of happiness that you may experience throughout your life. This is an absolutely gorgeous movie. It is a very difficult watch, but if you can stick to the end, you will definitely be rewarded, and it is absolutely gorgeous. The way the subtle moments of this movie develop the anxiety within you, develop various different emotions within you, all leading towards that one excitement, makes that excitement so much more grandeur. The storytelling really guides you through all this, and that is what is so beautiful about this movie. I absolutely love that. Is it a movie to rewatch? Hell no. I'm never going through that level of depression again. I don't think anyone would want to drop down to that level of depression ever again in their life once they get out of there. But watching this movie at least once in your lifetime is an absolute must. Please, if you haven't seen this movie, watch it. It is gorgeous. It is beautiful. I give this movie a solid 90%. I loved it. It is a difficult watch, but I loved it. And that is The Pursuit of Happyness. Peace.